Click.
Click.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, friends.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you all for being here. We are incredibly excited to welcome.
So excited.
To welcome.
Super special guests.
On today's stream.
Cissy Jones.
That's right. And Rich Sommer, who are the two protagonists from the very game we have just completed on Fridays.
Firewatch.
Firewatch. We are very, very excited. I see a lot of you saying, one of the best games ever. Awesome. Good to see you.
It was really good.
We had a lot of fun playing it over the last 3 Friday streams, and today's opening half of the stream will be dedicated to a Q&A of Firewatch with the stars of the game who are literally standing by right now on Zoom. So I'm going to cut over to them in just a moment.
Yes.
And then we're going to check out a new indie game called For the People in a little bit later. It's something we want to check out on our Friday streams, do a little bit more, exploration and change it up every single week and do that kind of thing. Thank you all for being here. We're really grateful. And if you have questions, as I know a lot of you do for our
Burning questions.
She thinks it's hilarious.
I mean, it's...
The world's on fire right now. We don't need any burning puns.
What is the burning Firewatch? Burning questions?
Okay, fine. It's true. Okay, your burning questions. You can type them into the chat using @Dechart Games, and the moderators are going to pull those questions into a separate chat for Amelia and I to ask our fine guests. So any of your questions could be about working on this game or other video games or projects that they've worked on and their creative process, etc., etc., etc. And a real quick mini announcement that besides Firewatch on Friday, we are playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, continuing on Saturday at noon, 2 hours earlier than whatever time it is for you right now. And on Sunday at that same time, we're playing The Last of Us Part 2 is our new Sunday game. Very excited to continue that.
Yes.
And thank you guys all for retweeting to invite your friends. We'll pull a winner for our new Play the Positive pin that you see right about here on our channel towards the end of the stream to say thank you to all you guys for being here with us, for retweeting, and also to all the gift sub givers like the Cosmic Georgie. Thank you for the gift subs.
Thanks,
I see
Cosmic.
Amelia Soares is back for 9 months. Mira, thank you for being here for 8. Pesta, thanks for being here for 5, and Hunter for 3. We really appreciate you guys being here with us and recommending games for us. I see a couple of game recommendations flowing through the chat, so if you want to recommend a game for us to play in an upcoming stream, you can type in !games or use the game panel down below the video, and there's also a starter kit panel that you can check out, and that will show you the way around Twitch and how to link up to our Discord and so on and so forth. So now, in no uncertain terms, I'm going to move a few things around on my desktop. I'm going to put my fancy... Look at our really fancy system that Amelia and I have for... Oh, now we can both hear.
Yes.
And I'm going to unmute myself to let our lovely guests know that in a moment they shall be revealed in all of their magnificent Firewatch glory. Shorty Busy, welcome back for 14 months and Encrypted. Thanks for the gift sub. Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Shall we? You guys feel good and ready to go? Cissy and Rich, we appreciate you guys being here with us. And a quick reminder that you can type !Rich or !Cissy into the chat if you want to follow these guys up on social media. Please check it out and stay tuned with them. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 7. Boom.
Boom.
And boom. Here comes us. There we are.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for being here. There we go.
There we go.
We gotta be real close together. It's so good to have you join us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. You both did an amazing job. I'm huge fans of all of your work, not just Firewatch, but thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, and I know. So I'm guessing that like in the game, you are not. Oh, you can't hear them. Okay, hold on one second. We got to make one. There you go. How about now? Say something awesome, Cissy.
Awesome.
Sweet. Now you can hear them. Nice. Yeah. Oh man.
Always.
Well, don't worry, guys. They just gave the secrets of the universe, and you
47.
only missed 47. Clearly. Here we go. One more thing.
Hitchhiker's Guide. Come on, Rich. Come
I thought
on.
it was 42. Isn't it 42?
Ah,
It's
crap.
40.
You're right.
But
Yeah.
but you know what? You got to add 5 because of the whole the thing.
Because 2020.
Because of the thing.
Because the thing. Awesome. Now that everybody can hear you nice and good. They accept either 47 or 42 in the chat.
Very fair.
We've let everybody know that they can ask you guys questions by tagging us, and our moderators are going to pull them over to our little question booth here. But just to begin, how you doing?
Surviving?
Yeah, that's good news.
How are you?
We're surviving, warm,
Yeah.
watching out for fires here in California.
Yeah.
And I got my safety first shirt on. I wonder if you guys have you spent a lot of time in the woods or the wilderness in real life? Do you go camping and that kind of thing?
Time to time. I haven't gone in maybe a year or so. I have spent one night of my life in a fire tower, which I had done before I ever came on to Firewatch or anything. So I had a picture in my head of what that looked like. So
That's
sometime.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Do you know someone in the Park Service, or did you sneak in
No.
and break in? And
Just north of Bakersfield, California, there's a fire tower that's owned by the Park Service. I mean, I suppose all of them are owned by the Park Service, but this one's out of operation, and they you can reserve it like a campground, like a campsite.
whoa,
And so
that's
you
cool.
drive up to it, and it's like not even a hike. I mean, it's like a quarter mile from where you park your car to the fire tower, and they have a couple of beds up there and a little cook stove, and it's terrifying and awesome and beautiful.
Did they have the firefinder in there, the big circle thing in the middle?
I don't remember the firefinder. I just remember being scared I was going to fall down too far. That was all. I didn't notice the firefinder.
So I grew up in Idaho, and we were out camping, backpacking, fishing, hiking. Like, I remember going on hiking trips with my dad and my brother, and if we didn't catch fish during the day, we didn't have dinner at night.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Whoa. I'm feeling like this is, I mean, maybe I'm just taking everybody's social media for, what it is, but I feel like everybody I know is kind of craving this go back to the outdoors right now. I feel like everybody I know is doing a socially distanced hike at minimum, or camping and just kind of getting off the grid at best. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of, I think, why this game has been recommended so much, especially recently, is this wonderful kind of escape from your reality and live in this other, you can take your time and enjoy the environments.
Use a
and
compass.
use a compass,
A
which Amelia is
map?
What's a
really
map?
good at. Do you think that, Rich, would you be proficient with a compass? Were you ever a Boy Scout or anything like that?
I was a Boy Scout, but I specialized in getting beaten up. So I was not.
Me too. That was my Boy Scout experience.
Compasses were the farthest thing from my mind at that moment.
That's awful.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? We all.
Well, beat them up.
Oh
No, no,
What?
no, no, no,
Violence
no.
was never the answer.
It wasn't an
Break the
option.
cycle. Yeah, break the cycle of violence. Yeah, for me, Boy Scouts was being like, guys, you from over my clipboard, like, don't put fireworks in the tent, were you a Girl Scout or anything, Cissy?
Probably. I don't know. Listen. There's not much that stays in there these days. So, yes. I don't know. I think I sold cookies at some point.
So you were, yeah.
Right on. And super cool. It looks like you're streaming from is that your VO booth?
Yeah,
Cissy?
this is actually where I recorded the game.
Really?
Yeah.
You recorded the game from there?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And Rich, did you record also from your own facility, or did you go into a studio?
No, I did it as well from my house, but it was 2 homes ago. We recorded it, I think, 6 years ago. Does that sound right, Cissy? Something like that. So
Game
it
came out in
was.
2016.
that would make
I
sense.
think we started in 2014. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. So but I did record it at my house. I had part of my deal with Firewatch was that I said, if you just pay me enough that I can build a booth at my house, that's it. So I was effectively paid in a booth.
Paid in booths.
Paid in one booth. Yes.
That's amazing. Just if anybody's tuning in, Amelia and I also will work for a booth. Right now, like, having your own booth is a hot commodity in this world.
I would happily work for a larger booth and one with air circulation at this point. So if anybody wants to make a Firewatch 2 that pays me in that, I'm in.
That's winner,
awesome.
chicken dinner right there.
Yeah, Amelia and I are angling many fans at us right now, but just off mic, and
Yeah.
hope that sounds all right. There's a ton of questions, so I'm gonna jump into what we're getting from the community. But just to start, thank you guys so much for your work on this game and for sharing it with us. It's incredibly personal. Like, the tone and the level of the communication between these two characters is something that everybody really resonates with, and that's a big part of the feedback that we got while we were playing through it. And I'm curious, this is a question a couple people have asked. When you were recording separately from each other, did you record like in conversation as if you were on a walkie with it, or did you record separate, not synchronous?
The only time that I recorded anything that wasn't in conversation was when I biffed an entire recording day and didn't record it. So I had to record on my own and didn't want to make Cissy sit through it. But no, the entire game was not only recorded in live sort of conversation format, like we were on a walkie together, but we also elected, even though we live roughly 5 miles apart, we elected not to meet in person until the game was almost finished. So just so that we would have, I didn't know what Cissy looked like, and we talked about that a little bit too, that we both sort of had a picture of what the characters looked like in our heads, and I didn't really want to mess with what Delilah looked like in my head. She didn't look anything like Cissy, so it was it was a fun, exciting shock to meet her.
It was
That's
also
really
fun because Sean let us record chronologically. So we started from the beginning. So that weird, awkward first night where she's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Like, and they're getting to know each other. This was literally the first time Rich and I had ever spoken.
Whoa, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Kind of going through it, and then becoming friends through the process and getting more and more familiar with, rhythms and jokes and personalities and stuff like that. Sean also said that knowing the two of us individually helped him write the characters, and so he was able to kind of tailor the characters a little more specifically to Rich, Sommer, and to me, because he knew who we were.
That's really cool. And Cissy, we've met only briefly when you came to talk about The Walking Dead, and there were definitely moments during our playthrough where we're like, that is such a Cissy thing. Like, I just feel like, you have a very certain sense of humor. It's very sweet, but also very, I don't know. You got... Yeah. It's good news, and it's cool that we discovered Delilah's drawing of Henry with his tuxedo
and his mustache,
looking all fancy. And I would love it if somewhere deep in the code there was a drawing of what Henry thought Delilah might be like.
It's only
you can get different drawings of Henry.
Yeah, it's written in binary.
That's
up
right.
top.
Yeah, you could get different drawings depending on how you describe yourself. I chose to go the Bond spy because duh.
Yeah, Amelia was at the controls for this whole game, and
Nice.
she did good.
I got lost.
She didn't do great with it would have been awesome if poor Henry just had like a GPS, on his phone to find where we were going. We walked back and forth a lot, but I guess that's kind of the point, right? Getting lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'll get messages from people that are like, "I just beat Firewatch," and I'm like, "Well, then you didn't play Firewatch. Like, you got to explore. You got to like, yeah, Delilah gives you missions, but you can go explore other things other than just the binary A to B mission and back. And it's always fun when people find the little Easter eggs. Like, Rich, do you remember the ghost story?
No.
The
Which one
raccoon, like the
Oh, yes,
Pine
yes,
Hawk's
yes.
Rest. Oh my God, that was my
Yes.
favorite recording session ever. Just getting to be a complete idiot telling the dumbest ghost story.
I don't think we got that.
I don't think we do. I think we have to go back and find it.
We have to find a raccoon.
I think I see some love for it right now in the chat. So yeah. Oh
Someone
yes. Yeah. I'm sure. We have hundreds of experiences running parallel to each other right now. This is so you guys have played in tons of projects. I feel like Rich has been in every TV show that was ever made, and Cissy's in probably every video game that's ever been made. And this is a question from Amidala716 who asks, how was playing Delilah or Henry different than any of the other roles that you've ever played? Like, if you could distill, their character down to one differentiator, what would it be about those characters?
Rich, you want to take that?
Sure. I guess, I don't want to speak for Cissy's done about 400 times the amount of voice acting that I've done, or probably more. That's a conservative estimate. For me, what little voice acting I've done, this character is certainly, per what we were saying about Sean sort of tailoring these characters to us in a way, mainly to our rhythms, to our sort of senses of humor and everything. It's rare to play a part that is sort of that closely aligned with you, and that goes for especially voiceover, because there's such a wide range of things you can do, because it doesn't, what you look like doesn't even enter into it. It's just whatever range of sounds you can make. But it goes for on camera too, that even though I once read in a camera acting book that any character you play on camera is 98% the actor who's playing it, and then 2% deviance, and you choose sort of where that deviance goes and what makes that character different from you. I would say Henry is roughly as close to me as I've ever played, as far as again, just sort of his sense of humor, his sort of curiosity, his sort of rhythms and everything. That all just felt very much. And again, to Sean Bannerman's credit, Sean was the writer and director of the game. Sean really let us, not that we had any input on the story, but we had input on sort of how these characters existed, how they were, and he let us sort of a little bit pull the characters down to us, which was a really I don't know, it was a unique opportunity in that way.
It really
That's
was.
Awesome.
I 100% agree. You know what, and I have to say, Rich, I have attention to the television, and I hear your voice, and I'm like, God damn it, Rich! Like your voice is forever burned into my brain.
It's fair.
Yep.
Like in the scene in Glow, when you start off camera, and I was like, that's Rich Sommer. That right there. And then you walk into screen, and I was like, well, but yeah, I mean, usually, in any game I've done, for the most part, there's an agenda. Give mission, or be love interest, or be evil queen, or blah, 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 right? There's always an agenda. And with Delilah, it was so nebulous. It was just be human and be interesting, and give the player a reason to want to pick up the walkie-talkie, because you can play the game without talking to Delilah, and it's really kind of sad. Because then she
Not us.
She
We were reporting everything. We're like, here's a stick, Delilah.
She gives these
Delilah
prompts
not
that are
wearing
like,
pants.
hello? Yeah, I guess you don't want to talk to me. Like, it's really sad. But, just to be able to do that, to be able to have the banter back and forth with Rich that made people want to play and talk and have the conversations, and it was just so much fun. And the different quips that they had for answers that didn't matter about anything, people will write me with their favorite lines from the game, and they're things I've completely forgotten that I said, but it's something totally random and hilarious. Again, because Sean and Jake created these incredible characters. I've never done anything since, and I doubt I will ever, that was so just raw.
Unless there's a Firewatch 2 and you get air conditioning in that little booth.
Yeah, well, they've already said there's no Firewatch 2.
That's true.
All right. Well, we love Firewatch 1, and if these characters are as close to you as you say, then we love you both as we love the characters. It's really it's really awesome. And what an opportunity for an actor to get to, bring so much of themselves to something in a slice of life kind of way, that we're just there and present with them, which is, I think, kind of the core of the game.
I gotta say too, like, Rich, I learned so much about acting from you. I don't have an acting background. I'm kind of winging it. Don't tell anybody. And just watching you work.
Don't tell the BAFTAs.
Seriously, watching you work, listening to you work, listening to the way that you would present a line in a way that I never even thought about. It's made me approach it completely differently ever since then.
That's awfully kind of you. Well, if we're doing this thing, that's fine. Firewatch was, with the exception of a couple little tiny lines and things here and there, my first foray into voice acting, really.
Wow.
I had done a little bit of animation stuff here, but only sort of because people I knew had liked Mad Men or something and invited me to come along. So this was my first sort of really digging in, and Cissy can attest that I was asking questions literally from day one, starting with hardware questions, and from there going into every other type of question in voice acting. So I appreciate you saying that, but I do believe it was a two-way street on that one.
Well, also you could really feel that with the characters, because the relationship she's guiding Henry through and is teaching so much. So I definitely felt that chemistry with the two of you.
See, we didn't even have to act. We just did the thing, and that's what it was.
Hey, that's it though. Yeah, do the doing, right? Or the reality of doing. Yeah, this Big Man 022309 would like to know if you've had a chance to play the game yourself, or if you've watched someone play it, or are you categorically not a video gamer? Rich?
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, both of you.
I have not played the game. I would like to play the game. I wouldn't say I'm not a video gamer, but I also would not say I'm a video gamer. I'm a board gamer.
I see. By the way, there's a round of applause for this beautiful wall.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
But I like video games very much. I did just play through The Last of Us Part 1 because I heard so many good things about The Last of Us Part 2. So I too am setting out to embark on that. But it's not my first sort of, generally it's not the mode of entertainment that entirely charges me up. So I have not yet played Firewatch, although I do sort of love that I have it sitting here waiting for me I have it on PS4 and on Switch, waiting for me for the time that I'm ready to sort of hit the woods. And it's, right. I can tell you, rapidly approaching, because
in case of fire,
God, get me
glass.
out of this house once in a while.
Yeah.
Sissy, have you played through the game?
I'm a terrible gamer. I've watched a couple of
I think you could do this one.
It's the whole like swiveling of the head thing that I can't. Like, I learned to play on an old school NES system, right? Like Super Mario Brothers back in the day when it was the flat controller. But I learned to play with like this so that I could run really fast and then jump and his little legs would still move.
This is the pincer hold.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so when the things
in the
came
early
out,
90s.
it was all thumbs. I was like, I don't know. So I played After Party because it's a very linear type of thing.
Yes. That's and speaking of some indie games, you have some indie games upcoming.
Yes.
Are you allowed to tease any upcoming projects, you guys?
Actually, as a byproduct of Firewatch, I got approached by a company that's making a game called not Out of the Blue is the studio. It's called Call of the Sea. It's a really beautiful game about a woman in the 30s who goes on a search for her missing husband, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And then there's another game called Forever Ago from this little German outfit it's about an old guy who goes on a road trip, and I'm a person he meets along the way. You know, it's just really
lucky
cool to
old
see.
guy.
I mean, it's just really cool to see like different protagonists, right? You know, it's not like always the strapping guy. It's old dudes and you know, ladies and you know, a Firewatch lookout and stuff like this. It's just fun. I love the way that gaming is changing narrative storytelling.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And putting you literally in those characters' shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Richard.
Oh, well, no, not at all. I was interrupting you. How dare you? How dare you finish your thought? I was just going to say, it just popped into my head that I was a bit of a. I imagine I'm a little older than some of the people here, but I was a Sierra gamer back in. I mean, not like heavy duty. I didn't play through all the King's Quests or all the Space Quests, but I did play.
Larry.
I did play Leisure Suit Larry. I played, I think, all of the Leisure Suit Larrys. I played like Police Quest and the Black Cauldron game and things like that. So those games I really dug, and that sort of that sets a high bar for narrative, for that storytelling in a game. I did play through The Walking Dead season 1, and I just sort of. I don't know where I was headed with this. I just wanted to tell you so much that I have played video games before, guys. We can all be friends. I've played video games too. So,
does everyone hear that? Every single
you guys get
one
that?
of you listen to this man also play some video games. I got you, dude. I got you.
Thank you.
I had the same insecurity coming to streaming on Twitch when Detroit was released, because I had played a bunch of video games growing up and then went away to acting school and took myself very seriously. So I separated myself very clearly. Okay, I will not be like my friends who are sitting at home playing video games. I will go off and be a thespian. And little did I realize it was all just going to loop back around. But coming to Twitch, I was kind of, I was terrified. I was like, they're going to know. They're going to know I'm not any good at first-person shooters. They're going to find out. And, I think it's cool to see also the way that this is, like, Firewatch is an example of a game that I think could be connected to a lot of the games that I anticipate coming out, whether it's a branching narrative thing like The Walking Dead, Telltale, or if it's some sort of like hybrid between a game and a traditional film that give people the satisfaction of participating, having the interactive moment, but it's driven by these characters and it's driven by their story, and you have consequences. So you can't just do stuff. It's not only competitive shooting or whatever. And
well, the other thing is, the ability to make a game is becoming more and more accessible and cheaper, and so I've worked on games that were one person doing the writing and the coding and everything else, and Firewatch was 8 people. Like, we catch a lot of flack, we being the Firewatch crew, that you never see Delilah. Sorry, spoilers. You don't see a lot
We're
of
at the end of the game. This crew knows.
Okay. Then you just see
Yeah, if
Henry's
you made it
Wreck-It
here,
Ralph hands, but it was 8 people that made this game, and animating a face to, movement and everything else, it's expensive and it takes a lot of time and a lot of money. But, I was blown away by what they were able to do on a shoestring budget with a shoestring team.
And it's a beautiful game too.
Gorgeous.
I mean, the visual styles of the game,
Ollie
you do
Moss.
really want to just stay in there and be lost in that world, you know?
Yeah. And also, like, there's this for me at least, I was super suspicious of Delilah the entire time.
Oh yeah, we were pretty convinced that it was Delilah running around and pulling pranks on us and, stealing our stuff.
I was just waiting for like the kind of a thing to happen, but it didn't. So
I talked with Sean about that because I know it's a very divisive ending, and if I may just give major spoilers.
Spoiler. Okay, here's your spoiler alert, guys.
Spoilers.
You know where the X is.
His whole thing was, we have the ability to create so much drama in our heads, and it's never what we think it is. And so for him, this moment in time with Henry and Delilah was like, when we were kids before the internet and social media and staying in touch that way, you'd go to camp and you would meet friends and you would say, let's be pen pals and we're going to be pen pals forever, and you'd write a letter or two and then it would drop off and you never hear from each other again. And in his mind, that was what this experience was. Now, other people have different ideas. Someone said that they could see, like, a year later Henry goes back to Boulder after his wife and blah blah blah, and he like goes in to grab a drink and he hears a familiar voice behind the bar, and like, okay, great, that's awesome fanfic, but that was Sean's original intention, and I think it's just beautiful. That's what we do.
And just let it be what it is. Yeah. And some really meaningful relationships in my life have been like that.
Same.
Exactly. And we are just constructed through having experienced so many stories being told to us over our lives. We are built to expect resolution and to expect potentially a happy ending or a sad ending or just an ending.
Closure.
And this game, I think, to what Cissy was saying, and to what Sean and Jake aimed to do, is meant to just sort of be lifted from this ongoing timeline of these people's lives, and they cross paths for a moment and then most likely don't see each other again. I mean, we've all, like you said, Bryan, we've all had those relationships, and I think it's hard for us to accept that when it's being told to us in a story version, because it doesn't. But you're supposed to tie it up. That's your job. You tie it up. I do enough of this open-ended stuff in my real life. I don't,
Could you tie it up and give it an ending so I can at least disagree with how you ended the story?
Exactly. I'd rather disagree with an ending than not have an ending. But this does have an ending to their time together. It just isn't a particularly tight little bow. It just sort of
It's not what everyone wanted.
moves on. Yeah.
Amelia, do you want to tell them sort of how you ended it between the two characters?
Well, I invited Delilah to come with us back to, I think, Boulder. Yeah, and she wasn't so down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that there was the thing that I found really special about the relationship between your two characters was how vulnerable they became with each other. And there's something really special about when you don't necessarily know what somebody looks like. They're just like this voice that's there with you. You can open up in a way that you couldn't if you knew what someone looked like. That there's a vulnerability there.
You just made me think of something that I've not thought of in a very long time, and I hope it's okay that but I worked briefly after college at a radio station in Minneapolis, a top 40 station, and I worked overnights, midnight to 5 a.m., just, playing whatever songs were on the list and trying to talk to people a little bit. I tried to make it interesting for people. My job was simply to say, this is the name of the radio station. Here's Higher by Creed again, or whatever. Just play the same songs over and over. That, by the way, gives you the exact summer that it was, the summer of 2000. Anyway, 20 years ago. Holy shucks. Anyway, there was a woman who would call the station almost every night, and we would end up talking. I can't remember her name. I guarantee you she doesn't remember my name, but she would just call in and we would chat. And I one night had Counting Crows tickets to give away. And she called me and I said, hey, listen, do you want to just go to this concert with me? And she said, no, I don't think I want to do that. And I was like, okay. And then the calls sort of went away and we never met. But for that summer, she was a pen pal, a phone pal. She would just call into the radio station. I put her on hold when I had to yammer about something and then come back to her. I mean, that's as close to the Henry Delilah relationship as I can even really imagine. It was pretty much this in a weird way, except we didn't have any mysteries to solve. We just talked about whatever, crappy song I was playing, but
No dead kids.
no dead kids.
I told Sean, I was like, listen, buddy, I will work for you till the end of time, but no more dead kids. Come on. Stop with the dead kids.
Fair.
No, I mean, and I will say, like, that is my favorite part of the entire game, is that you don't get to decide how you feel about Delilah based on what she looks like. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite part of the game. I mean, listen, I love voiceover because I can do anything. I can be an old lady one day, I can be a little kid one day, I can be an alien, that's fine. But there's always a body associated with it, right? So to be disembodied and to have the freedom to not care if what I'm saying matches the look.
Right.
I loved it. It's my favorite part of the game.
And people's projection, our imagination is often so much more rich than the best animation, the best CGI.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you're reading a good book or playing a tabletop game. I mean, that's why people love D&D. It's like shit is going down no matter what, and you don't have to figure out a way to pull off any of it. You just say it happens, and it happened.
And I get incredible fan art. Like, people have drawn some incredible representations of what they think Delilah looks like, and it's awesome because they're all different, and it doesn't matter if she has giant cans or whatever. Like,
and you mean beer cans, because those teens were leaving those shits everywhere.
Gosh,
just constant chugging a beer, taking a step, chugging a beer.
I threw their radio right into the lake.
Yes.
That was really satisfying.
Do you guys have this? This is a question asked by a couple of people, but Locally asks in particular. Do you have a favorite? Do you remember a favorite line or maybe a little segment of the game that just kind of, after all these 6 years have passed, still sticks out in your mind, or is it all?
Oh,
ooh!
What happened?
Oh, sorry. Just
A dog?
That was very
my
exciting.
cat messing up.
Just
my
a
life.
cat?
Goodness.
Oh, us too. That's a fast cat. How'd it get here?
I have never mind. I have a gate on my door, and he just knocked the gate off because he's a little punk. I have a couple. I do have a couple. Rich, do you have any?
Well, there's one that kind of sticks out in my mind, but I don't think it's in the game anymore. I think it had to be pulled for legal reasons, which was originally scripted that when Henry goes into a cave, I was very nervous about this because I am not particularly confident in my singing abilities, but Henry sang Africa by Toto.
No way, dude! That's like the
full voice. and it with big echoes, and Delilah comments on it, and they talk about Toto for a second. But the problem was that the way it was told to me, that if we had changed the words just a little bit, if we had changed the melody maybe just a little bit, like if he just got it more wrong,
Right.
we could have used it, but it was too close, so they had to pull it. And I think there are some, like if you bought the game in the first few months and downloaded it and haven't touched it since, it's still there. But for
Somebody uncover this.
I'm sure it's somebody put it. I'm sure we'll put it on YouTube or something, and then everybody will get
so
sued,
great.
and it'll be terrible. But anyway, there was that was a fun. I just remember I sweat a lot during the game. Cissy can tell you I sent pictures of me sweating.
You did.
But that day was particularly sweaty because I added flop and fear sweat to my normal hot sweat.
Dude, that is going over incredibly well in our subscriber chats. The people that have been with our streams for the last 2 years know that at some point, somewhere along the line, Africa, Toto had become a bit of an inside meme in this streaming community.
well.
And it is now the, like, when we're playing a game and we can't beat the level and we need a song to get us across the finish
That's the
line.
one.
That's what we're putting on. Like,
That's
it
the one.
could not be more perfect. I love that.
God, I totally forgot about that. I remember recording it, and I forgot they had to take it out. Oh my God.
Does Delilah sing at all, Cissy?
I do in Call of the Sea, but not in Firewatch.
Okay.
Actually, well, they haven't announced who the guy is yet, so I can't tell you anything else. But I will never get over Henry finding the panties, and he's like, "I found a pair of." She's like, "Why? Because you're 12?" Like, I will never get over that. Also, the ghost story I told you about at Hawk's Rest, and then there's a part where you can get up to where you cross the ravine to get to her tower, but you can't cross yet. And
So lost, yeah.
she goes through this whole thing where she's like, "What? There's a tornado! It's a geographical anomaly! Oh my God! It hasn't been seen in 37 years!" It's goes off.
Oh, you guys, I'm really, really grateful for you stopping by our stream. And I know we have only a short amount of time left with our Q&A, so I want to end on something that is connected to a lot of our community. It's not just that everyone here is interested in voice acting. There may be some who are, or game development, but a lot of creative people who have a creative pursuit of art or dance or building costumes or something. And I'm curious if you have anything that you have as a mantra, or you would share with somebody who is maybe in a creative block, or who is thinking of something creative that they'd like to explore but are building the confidence for it. Is there anything that you'd want to share with someone in an artistic pursuit?
Oh God.
Yeah.
You know, the big question.
Yeah. Boy,
We save it till there's only a few minutes left.
Wouldn't
of
have
the
minded
Zoom.
you emailing that one in advance.
Here, I'll send it to you right now.
Oh, thanks. That'll be great. Oh, perfect. Boy, I don't know. I don't consider myself to be a particularly creative person when it comes to trying to generate an idea. I feel like I spitball well. I like, if somebody has an idea, I'm good at saying, "Oh yeah, and then this, and then this." I can yes and all day, but I'm not great at sort of generating an idea. I suppose, I guess, oh God, I don't know. Sissy, say something really cool and eloquent and smart. I got nothing.
I feel like Sissy's gonna grab something off her wall
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know.
And read it to us.
I am. I'm trying to
She's
find. I have a no harm but take no shit, and that's kind of my mantra. Do no harm but take no shit. And also, there's so many different ways to get in touch with people, and so I started in the Silicon Valley. I have a business degree. That's why I was saying what I was saying earlier about acting and everything else. And one of the things I learned early was who you know will get you to the table, but what you know gets you through the door. So you can talk about luck and everything else, and that's fine, but you better be prepared. Like, if there are artists that you admire, voice actors you admire, on-camera actors you admire, whatever, find them on Twitter, follow them, see what they're talking about, see what they're doing, see what's hot, see what's current, see what's working, see what's not. Wow, that was a rhyme. And then, be ready. Be ready. Study. I still take classes all the time. I still work with coaches. I'm always redoing demos and things like that, right? Like, be ready, because you never know when that opportunity, when someone's going to say, I saw you in the thing and I want you to come be on my animated show. Great. It's time to be a voice actor, right? So be ready, because you never know. Is that... I don't know.
That works. That's beautifully done.
Good. What she said.
You covered the base for Rich. You just, you know.
Now I want to know where my poster
Take no
went.
shit. Be ready.
Be ready.
What's that old? Isn't that a saying? Luck is opportunity meets preparedness.
Timing and opportunity, or timing and preparedness. Yeah.
Yeah. That you can't. Luck does not happen to those who are unprepared. You can't. You have to be at the ready to strike, and I think that's a thing that I wanted to add to what Cissy said. Just felt like you left that part out, so I wanted to kind of just bring it all home. Really.
Sorry. Thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
Keeping me honest.
Yep.
Perfect. You nailed it, you guys. You're spitballing. You're yes and
Yeah.
that
See.
shit, you know?
Bring it home.
Beautiful. Well, we really, really are super grateful for your valuable time today, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody on the stream, please check out Cissy and Rich. You can follow these guys on social media, and they've got some upcoming projects they'll keep you posted on. And Cissy, if you're down to hang around a little bit, maybe I could send you a new Zoom link, and we could chat a little bit after our hydration break. We take an hourly break to stay hydrated because it is important. Sounds good?
Tis.
Right on. Well, a big hug to you. If you don't mind, we're going to give you a group hug like this. This is our digital way of hugging you and saying thank you for being here with us. All right, guys.
It's good to see you, Rich.
See you guys later. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. Take care.
You too.
And here we are. Lovely. I'm so grateful that they could be here with
I
us.
feel so full.
Yo, me too. Thank you guys all for all of your awesome questions. We're going to take a 5-minute hydration break. Cissy's going to hang around for a little bit longer so we can hang out with,
Cissy Jones.
the older sister we always wanted. And, here we go. So we'll take 5 minutes now. If you'd like to retweet to invite your friends, you can. We'll pull a winner when we come back for our new Play the Positive pin. And a reminder also that after we chat with Cissy in maybe 30 minutes or so, we're going to check. Oh, Dilger,
Dilger, thank you so much.
Thank you for the gift sub group hugs, you guys. We appreciate you. If you got one of those gift subs, check out the starter kit. It'll show you the way around to come to our Discord and join us on our subscriber chats. And like I mentioned, we're going to play a game called For the People, which is a new indie game.
And we want to play with you.
And you guys can help us. It's a game where we are going to be the new leaders of a country. And we have to make decisions to keep the people pleased.
Yes.
Or they will oust us, as they did the guy before us. Dilger, thank you for the gift sub love. And I saw also the Deviant Moose Loki with the gift sub group hug. We appreciate you. Oh, double time. Thank you guys. T Boyce is back for 18 months. You guys are awesome news. We're really grateful for your company. We are playing tomorrow, just as a quick reminder before we take our break.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Sit down, get ready for some awesomeness with Lara Croft. And then on Sunday, we continue The Last of Us Part 2. Things are getting really, really tense, is how I would describe it.
Tense is a good word.
Yeah.
Tense is a good word to describe it.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Here's our 5-minute hydration break. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks for retweeting to invite, and thanks again for checking out. Stay in touch with Rich and Cissy. I'm gonna tweet at them right now.
Yeah.
So if you guys would help retweet to say thanks, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate your support. All right, we'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
Whoa. Okay.
You guys.
So, y'all found that clip so fast.
Almost.
I can't believe that.
Almost immediately.
Y'all are sleuths.
Yo, if you guys would help us, please retweet that recent tweet for Cissy and Rich. They found the
Africa
clip immediately. Immediately. You guys are super internet sleuths, and we love it. Shout out to some of our friends here, and we're gonna have Cissy joins us. Cissy Jones will join us back on the stream. Cissy joins. It's your new Twitch channel, whether you like it or not, Cissy. We're going to toggle you on here in just a second after we read some thank yous.
Yes.
It's amazing. We're really, really having fun. It's Camilla. Welcome back for 5 months. And Lucca, thank you for being here for 4. Juan Coops, thanks for the gift sub to Miss Ivy. Gimme Bees with a gift sub to Foxfire. And Cadence with a gift sub to Zeem. We're going to pull a winner from the gift subs at the end of the stream and our retweets in just a little bit here. But right now, we got to pull a winner from everybody who's here with us on the chat.
Yes.
So the way this works is all you got to do is type something into the chat. As long as it is friendly and positive, you're entered to win. And we'll give that a minute or so to go. Dilger, thank you for the gift subs. And Camilla, thanks for being here for 5 months. Bubble Bambi's back for 25. You've been here since the very beginning.
25 months.
Yo, and Gonzo, welcome back. Juan Coops, thanks for the gift sub. And Cadence is here for a whole year.
Nice.
Good to see you guys. We really appreciate your company.
Welcome back, friend.
All right, so one more second to type something into the chat. Little Romanoff, thanks for being here with your Prime. Frida, thanks for being here for 25 months. And Reptilius, thanks for using your Prime as well. I see some big cheers from Maya and Deviant Moose Loki. Thank you guys all. Han, thank you for being here for 8 months. And GN for 7. Here we go. And the winner is... I have a different screen for this. There it is. All right. Boot, boot,
And
boot.
the winner of the Play the Positive pin
Is... Oh, keep drum rolling just a little longer.
friend of ours, name...
Copy and... Boom! There it is. Butters Leon.
Butler Celion.
Butler Say Lion.
Butler Say Lion.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You are the winner. Thank you for being here with us, everybody. All right, I'm going to toggle back into our call with Cissy. So we got to put on our...
Suit up. Give me that one.
Suit up on our awesome headphone combination. And toggle on over here at a camera so Cissy can see where we are. And sweet, you ready to go, Cissy? Give me a wink. There it is. Boom. Hey, Cissy.
Hey!
They found it
They
almost
found it.
immediately.
They're seriously impressive. Oh my gosh.
Here, I'm gonna.
Sleuths.
I just gotta make most excellent.
Nice.
Here, I'm. Got it. There we go.
Oh, there's no audio for her again.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Sweet.
Nope. Am I good?
Yeah, we hear her
Perfect.
too.
Yeah. We there's nothing more that I enjoy, Cissy, than changing the audio inputs and audio outputs live.
I know that
Yeah.
all too well. Especially working from home.
Yo.
Yeah.
So how's that going, by the way? I mean, are you able to still? I mean, you got the booth, so
Yeah.
are you able to keep working and stuff?
Thank God, yes. Knock on all the things. It's never been busier. People are saying they can't
That's
hear me.
amazing.
Yeah. It's I'm really grateful. I know a lot of the entertainment industry has been pretty heavily impacted, so I'm just counting my blessings.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
You know, we have even a different title screen that we put up sometimes when we're playing really intense or like emotionally draining games, like The Last of Us Part 2 right now. And we have been doing a moment of gratitude or a good news update.
Yeah.
And this is a good opportunity for people to shout out some good news and things that are happening in their life to kind of take a break from the turmoil of the end of the world, as it were.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Let's hear some good
yeah.
news, y'all.
Yeah, what's some good news?
Can we share some good news with Cissy, please?
Please.
What is going on in your life? It can be a little thing. It can be a really big thing.
Oh,
it
Kit
can...
Kat is getting a new laptop that they bought themselves.
Congratulations.
There you go.
That's
No small feat.
Yes, much live. Your family is healthy. That is great.
Also great news.
Finished a painting.
Oh, and Nazel got into university.
Congratulations.
Ooh, going to Greece with a friend.
Jealous.
I know, I'm really jealous.
And Twinkling passed a theater presentation.
Nice.
Eating cereal. I honestly would just eat cereal all day, every day.
Oh, it's you and your girlfriend's anniversary today.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Moving into a new home. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, Cissy, we've moved to a studio space, so we're streaming outside of our apartment now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the time when we'll eventually be able to have you here with us. It was so much fun having you, like, you know, IRL.
That was fun. I still have my disco broccoli.
Do you? Okay, good. Good. We've been getting a lot of asks to continue on The Walking Dead. We played season 2.
We did.
And season 3 awaits us. And the truth is,
It fucked us up.
it beat us down,
God,
Cissy
yeah,
Jones.
it
lot.
was really intense.
Especially right now, you know, like you said, sometimes it's just nice to find something uplifting. Although Last of Us is not exactly that.
No, we can handle it one at a
No.
time. It's our threshold, you know.
Yeah.
I get it. How are you guys? You guys are doing okay?
We're good.
Yeah, you know, some days are better than others. I mean, getting to stream and spend this time with everybody has been huge because we have a routine.
Yeah.
And this is like, you know, getting to socialize with people. And you know, sometimes getting to see people like in a backyard is good, but sometimes it gets really overwhelming.
It does. I have two children, and juggling kids and work and schools and all of it has it's been a lot.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It's
Been a lot, but but we're healthy. Everyone's good. We're working.
That's all you can ask for. I do think that this time has presented me with a fresh perspective on like letting go of kind of an obsession with productivity and being okay with only doing what I'm able to do in a day, and also to just slow everything down. Like we have all of this marvelous technology that's supposed to make our Tracy's so sweet. Cissy has a lovely voice.
Oh, well, thank
Cissy, you have a lovely voice. You ought to work in voiceover.
Thank you very much. That's very kind. Okay, wait. Serious question. Did you find the turtle?
Did we find the turtle?
In Firewatch.
We did not find a turtle.
No.
Guys.
No.
You guys.
We gotta go back. I mean, we could probably just jump into the game right now and find the turtle.
Where's the
Do you know where the turtle is?
Oh,
Does it have a homing beacon on the turtle?
I don't remember. It's right when you're going up to look for the cut wire. If you explore a little bit around there, you can find a turtle and you get to name it.
No!
And then you can choose to keep it for the rest of the game.
No! We love animals!
God.
Oh, Turt Reynolds? That's a good name
right.
for a turtle.
You either get
like
Turt
those.
Reynolds or Shelley Duvall. So
Oh.
Oh, man. I gotta say, you know, when you mentioned about how this game didn't have to be played directly A to B, that was probably the biggest internal tension between Amelia and I in playing it, that Amelia was down to just explore, and I was like, press square, toggle to run, go where she said to go, like, do what this woman is, we need to survive.
Yeah.
And Amelia was like, this is so pretty.
And I'm like, ooh, I don't know which direction I'm going.
I know.
also
The
convinced
map
everything
too.
was a
I was like,
fire.
what is happening? Where even am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
It does call into question pretty much anybody's survival skills without their phone at this point.
Well, that's why
Like, I
they said
can't
it in
even
the
find
80s. That's exactly why they put it in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We found the some note along the way in one of the boxes, and I was like, oh, "This is from the '80s. This is from so long ago." And then I was like, "Oh, wait, we're in the '80s too. It's not that old of a note."
Right.
So if you were in the middle of the woods, do you think that you could survive?
Not anymore. I think when I was a kid, I probably would have, because like I said, we spent so much time out, you know, doing that and building, you know, learning how to build our own campfire and, you know, just packing around with whatever we needed on our backs all day long. But it's been a long time since I've done anything like that. So
Yeah. I bet it would come back, like riding a bike, you know?
maybe.
I don't know. I think you probably have some mama bear instincts that you didn't have before, and your survival would.
That
like,
much is true.
You know.
Yeah.
You'd be ready to like tear down a tree with your bare hands, or
Like
mothers
I
can
do.
do crazy shit.
I do, especially in Idaho. I know a lot of the like local fauna, so I can tell, or flora, so I can tell you like what are the edible berries and what will kill you.
Which is super
That's
valuable.
helpful.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you this question was asked of both you and Rich earlier. Let me see if I can pull up who asked it. But they said if you were a park ranger in any environment, it doesn't necessarily have to be a forest looking for forest fires, but you're out in the wild. Do you have anywhere in the world that you would pick to go and take your post, or would it be Idaho, or would it be somewhere you've never been before?
There's a place in England. I was actually supposed to be going tomorrow.
Us too.
It's just magic. It's just magic. It's called Avebury. It's outside of Stonehenge. It's one of the oldest henge in the world. And it's just made of magic. And I would live there forever if I could. Yeah.
You know, you could probably put a voice booth in a park ranger hut.
Probably.
Right?
But could you get electricity, my friend? That's the question.
Someone could. I could not. I have a tendency to be electrocuted.
It does. It was scary.
Yeah. But that's for another time. That's my Firewatch story. Only you can prevent forest fires, so don't hang up Christmas lights when you're not paying enough attention to them.
Oh,
Where
no.
would you want to go and be if you were going to be a ranger?
Oh, I would go up to Montana. I think is the spot I would want to be. I spent some family, summer trips that we would go up to, very, very close to the Canadian border. You're up there and you can see 3 mountain ranges from that same position up near Whitefish, and to me that's incredible. But it would have to be, I'd be a real fair-weathered ranger. I'd be like, hey guys, I'm here for the summer.
Yeah, that's
like,
me.
when the glaciers are around.
Right. Well, I mean,
not doing
listen,
it.
that's really the most, appropriate time for a fire lookout, right? So
Yeah.
you'd be fine.
Exactly. My uncle actually works for the Park Service, and for his whole life, and they did the controlled burns where they would go and they'd burn a fire line so that they basically can segment the parks into different zones, so that if something does catch on fire, then it has an edge, so it doesn't just burn the whole thing down. And now as an older guy, his job is basically he's the last man on the line. So the whole team goes in and starts burning things, and he's the lookout for the group of the burns. So he's no longer like directly chopping the trees down. He's the guy that's like, nah, don't do that, and let's go.
Stop.
Let's get out of
That's
here.
crazy. I mean, I remember, not to go back when I was a kid, but I do remember one particular hiking trip I took with my family. And we came across an old homestead from like the turn of the century.
Ooh.
And there were like women's lace-up boots, like the old, the high leather with the
Ankle corsets.
words are real good. Yeah. And like just random stuff kind of all around the house, and it just felt so eerie and weird and cool, and like, oh my God, has anyone seen this in decades? It was just, I don't know. It's so special.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
What about you, Amelia? Where would you go? This is valuable information for a husband to know in case your wife ever just pieces out and you're like, oh, she's definitely gone to the tundra of...
I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was Yellowstone National Park, because going there was like a life-affirming experience.
Yeah.
Looking especially into the Grand Prismatic Spring, which if you don't know what it is, look it up right now. You'll see a picture, you'll understand. It's like looking into the eye of the earth.
Yeah.
So I would want to go back there just because there's so much to explore, and I'd want to know all the little ins and outs and like meet all the bears and then follow the bears,
Which is exactly what the park rangers would ask you not to do.
No, the bears had an entourage. There was a ranger who was assigned to a certain bear.
I see what you mean.
I'd want to be assigned to a
You would
bear.
be got it.
Yeah.
You'd be making sure other people weren't tailing
Yeah,
the
I'd
bear.
be like, man, stay away from the bear. He doesn't want any pictures.
Step away from the bears.
A bear bouncer?
Yeah, I'd be the bear bouncer,
That's pretty. That's
That'd
good.
be me.
Do you have a favorite wild animal that you might find somewhere out there?
In Idaho?
I don't know. Sure. I mean, in let's say in the American wilderness or the English wilderness. Do you have if you were in your little hut, doing your thing, looking out for fires, making sure that everything's all right. Ooh, good news! My favorite animal that I could ever spy is right there for me to watch. Who is it?
I've always felt like foxes were good luck.
Ah.
And every now and then you'll see them when you're hiking, when you're out and about, and they'll just kind of stop and stare at you and kind of, keep an eye on you for a little bit, and then they'll just kind of prance away. Like, they're not scared. They're just like, I clock you. I see. Yeah,
I see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of love for foxes flowing through right now.
They also can't eat me, so Yay.
I like animals that it would take them multiple days to consume me. So I don't have to fear them immediately.
Yeah.
Foxes, yeah, you guys love foxes. I see wolves, I see hamsters. I don't know if you'd find you could find some wild
Gophers.
Gophers? Pikas? Yeah. What about everybody here on the stream? What about you guys? What big cats? Yeah, that was the first thing that popped into my mind when you see this. There's documentary footage of these nature photographers who go way out into the wilderness and they camp out for they're there for a month in the snow just looking for a glimpse of a snow leopard.
Yeah.
And it's so far out to
Yeah.
get any chance of even seeing them, let alone getting this super HD National Geographic footage of it.
Yeah, it's intense.
Have you ever? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, there's a documentary on about China on Disney Plus that has a whole
Okay.
thing about snow leopards.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're all about
Cool.
Disney Plus because we're all about Hamilton. We
yes.
call it Hamilton Plus, and the plus is everything else Disney's ever done.
I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat. My kids are even starting to sing it. They're like, "Can we listen to Aaron Burr, sir?"
Aaron Burr, sir.
Do you have a favorite Hamilton song? We got a lot of love for Hamilton here too.
Yes, all,
Yes.
any,
Yeah.
every.
Yeah.
I really love the room where
Click
it
and drag.
happened. I think is kind of my right. It's good. It's good. I met Lin-Manuel Miranda at Comic-Con last year. He was doing a reading of The Adventure Zone because they do the live readings of their comic books. And if you've ever listened to The Adventure Zone, he was playing the young boy detective, Angus MacDonald. And I met him backstage, and I was like, "I murder." So we took a picture. And I was there with my 3 girlfriends. I was at Comic-Con with my 3 girlfriends who were like his #1 fans. I hadn't seen the stage production yet because I didn't have time and money. And I had invited them to come with me to the reading that night, and they turned me down. And so I texted them the picture, and I was like, so then they took turns photoshopping their faces onto my face, and they were like, "Now we've all met him."
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh man.
Can you send us that photo?
I will. Yeah.
I know Photoshop. We can meet him too.
That's exciting.
Noila says that they could listen to you talk all day.
Aw,
Cissy.
thanks.
But you shouldn't talk all day because you have to take good care of your. You talked to us last time about taking care of your instrument.
I do, and I did a free vocal health webinar last week.
Did you really?
Did.
Is it perhaps available as a VOD, or is it a top secret behind closed door moment?
They are going to put parts of it out on video, but because of HIPAA, they couldn't do all of it. Because Dr. Reena Gupta was there. She's one of the leading laryngologists in the world. But they, this other woman named Mindy Pack developed this system of straws.
Yes.
Right? So you use these to warm up your voice and then also to do like heavy efforts and stuff like this. I'm going to get real crazy
Yeah,
here.
please.
Go for it.
So she sells these cups that you use with the straw. And you put the straw in here. And let's say you have a big, "Hey, get over here. I want to talk to you." And you have to scream it, right? So you put it on your mouth like this and you go, "Hey, get over here. I want to talk to you. Hey, get over here! I want to talk to you!" And it doesn't hurt, you guys. It doesn't hurt. It takes the ouch out of it. And then you do it again before every big thing, and it resets your vocal cords because normally when you do a big scream, it makes them kind of go off kilter. But when you blow into the cup, it recenters them so that they're not off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I can get that cup how?
TheVoiceStraw.com.
TheVoiceStraw.com.
And I think if you use the code VO2020, you'll get like $5 off if she still has the promotion going.
I found it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, we're going to share this link in the chat because I know we have a lot of people who are interested in voice acting and recording their demo reels
It's
and so on.
so important. She also sends a warm-up. So like the best warm-up you can do is, for me, I use this one. A lot of men use the larger one because they have a larger area. But you get a little straw. You can use a cocktail straw if you need, but it's a different diameter. Or you can use your knuckles like this. And then you like blow like that, like you're starting up a car. And again, it forces the air back down to reset your vocal cords.
Actually, it does feel very
Yeah,
comforting.
it does. Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Vocal health is important.
Vocal health is important.
Meme it. Make it a meme.
Make it a meme.
Make it a meme.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because that is definitely the thing, especially when we're doing auditions. Like if you're recording a self-tape audition for a video game, then a lot of times, they basically they'll scale them out, right? So you'll have a couple of things that are conversational, and then a lot of the other stuff, which is tricky if you don't have a booth, to be able to record like a high decibel sound, but without it peaking and sounding terrible in the actual thing.
Yeah.
But as I'm making these technical adjustments and being like, oh no, it's peaking. Oh no, you're burning through 10 times of yelling this stuff.
Yes.
And then you go to do the take.
Yes. Well, and the great thing is there were a bunch of directors who were on the webinar, because my goal is to make it industry standard to do a 2-minute warm-up before every session. Like, there's no reason we shouldn't be warming
Time is
up.
money. 2 minutes? No way.
But imagine if we didn't have to worry about, because, like, this little 2x2 is where I make my entire income.
Right.
Something happens to this, like, what am I going to do?
Right.
So imagine if we actually took the time to care about actors and their safety, and we stretch before we do a big dance sequence. Why can't we stretch before we do a very acrobatic vocal session?
Right.
Yeah.
I will now step off my soapbox. Thank you very
No,
much.
do it. I think you should take the soapbox.
Yeah, it's yours. Here you go.
Yeah, take it. It's full of soap. I think that really that's, something that drives Amelia and I on Twitch, and one of the things that we really like to do. And I'm so grateful for you introducing us to Rich. Also, it was so lovely to have
so
him on
great.
here with
So
us.
good.
It's great. I haven't seen him in forever. It was really nice to just catch up.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
This is the expanded universe. It's like after the game ends, they both become successful actors, and they touch base every now and then on Twitch.
He was doing just fine before Firewatch. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Well, the idea, I guess, is that getting people to understand everything that goes into making a game and all the different, it's easy to be like, okay, this game was made by this developer. That's a lot of what people know, and then they're just kind of like, okay. And sometimes they know the director of the game. Largely, it seems to be the advantage of a lot of these games to keep the actors ambiguous, so that when they need to recast us with some other people that perhaps don't want to fight for having vocal support,
Have a
or,
larger Twitter following.
health insurance or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Are you guys following Cissy on Twitter right now?
Oh no.
Please do.
No, that's not what that was about.
No, but honestly.
I literally have recorded over 30 hours for a game and got recast because I didn't have enough Twitter followers.
What?
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
If it was Instagram, I'd understand, but no.
It was a while ago. But
Yeah.
no, it's crazy. And I have to say, somebody said, I saw in the chat, that they want to try voice acting, but they're self-conscious about your voice. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter what your voice sounds like. It matters that you can act. That's all it is. No one cares if you can do impressions. Just if you can act believably and interestingly, that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know what your process is when you get an audition. Like, what do you do?
Well, Amelia,
Give us all the secrets so we can steal your jobs because we have more Twitter followers than you. This is all our plan.
I would love to know, because I admire you so much. You are such a chameleon, and you bring so much to each of the characters. And so I any bits of gold I would love to get from you, because you are Cissy Jones.
thank you. You are Amelia Rose Blair. I mean, come on. The first thing I do is...
This is so confusing.
I am who? The first thing I do is try to, see what kind of audition it is, obviously. Is it animation? Is it video game? Is it something else, right? Okay, so once you've decided if it's video game or animation, do I know the tone? What can I Google about it? Do I know who the developer is? Do I know what channel it's going to be on? What age range it's going to be on? What past work that this developer has done, and kind of get a feel for what it is they're looking for, right? Like Telltale, for example. I worked a lot with Telltale. They had a very grounded performance that they preferred, right? They didn't want big wacky characters. They wanted like very real, authentic sounding accents. nothing crazy. So I knew I was pretty locked in with that until they went celebrity. That's another story. So, you try to get a feel for the tone that they want, right? And then my whole, like, raison d'existence in video games is finding levels, right? If I'm listening to 3,000 auditions for one lead character, I want to be inspired when I'm listening, right? I don't want to hear the same thing 3,000 times. I want to hear somebody put emotion into what they're saying. I want to hear somebody understand what's happening on the page and make it real in my mind as I'm listening. Because I'm going to hear it over and over and over again. I'm going to get tired of it. I have I do teach, and I have a kind of saying when I'm teaching, which is like, you want to be the shitty sandwich audition, which means that if someone is listening to 3,000 auditions for a role, you have no control over what's happening when they're listening. So my goal is, if someone has been listening to these auditions day in and day out, and right now they're stuck eating a shitty sandwich for lunch because they don't get to leave their desk, and it's, God damn it, I asked for chicken and it's tuna. But my audition makes them peek up and go, wait, who was that? No, rewind it. Be the shitty sandwich, guys.
You heard it here, everybody. Blow into the straw and be the shitty sandwich. And if that doesn't make sense to you, we can't help. I think that is true, though, because I can only imagine. I mean, sometimes just listening to 3 alternate takes that I'm trying to decide between what to submit, I'm over it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And unless you can break that cycle, it's really, how's it going to stick out?
But the other thing, too, is people have a tendency to do every beat in a thing at the exact same volume. Hey, I'm going to go to the store. Do you need anything? Oh, my God, it was great seeing you the other day. We should really talk about the blah, 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 blah. Like, what if it's, hey, I'm going to go to the store. Do you need anything? Hey, it was great seeing you the other day. Wait, what are you talking about? Getting it, making it different. Switch it up.
We can see the scene right there. I mean, like, you have these little acting beats, these phrases, the moment.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, I gotta go to the store. Do you need anything? Make it real. Or if you're in a battle scene, I'm gonna kill you, blah. Give me the efforts. Make me be in the scene. Don't just read the scene, because that's what everyone's doing.
So are you moving around a lot in your booth there?
Yes. Not right now. I'm sitting.
yeah. But I mean, for a recording, yeah.
Yeah. No, I usually try to stand and move all over as much as I can. I'm working on a Disney show right now called The Owl House, which, if you haven't watched it, it's so much fun. But there's a lot of scenes where I did it like a witch's duel, right? So my character and the main owl lady get into a witch's duel, and there was a lot of like running around the arena, and you gotta be running and then throwing the thing, and if it doesn't sound real when they're listening, it's gonna fall flat on the screen, right? So
are you a good witch or a bad witch?
You have to find out yourself.
In real life, she's a good witch.
Well,
I'm convinced.
Ask my kids, but most days. Yeah, it's a really sweet show. It's a really sweet show if you haven't had a chance to watch it. And they're going to air the entire first season on the Disney Channel, and then it'll go to Disney Plus.
Nice.
Right on. Well, Demon Wolf loves it.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for Owl House.
I was going to actually ask this earlier. I know you've done a ton of narrative and story-based voices and stuff. Have you ever done like an animal documentary? I feel like I would sit and listen to you describe like the behavior of the jellyfish, for 22 solid minutes.
I actually did a jellyfish narration for the Aquarium of the Pacific.
Did you?
I did.
Did you really?
I did. I also narrated a Academy Award nominated documentary about the Ukraine. Yeah, I narrate a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's pretty fun.
What documentary?
It was called Winter on Fire. And then the guys that made the movie came back to me to do, they had one called Cries from Syria, which was a really incredible documentary about what's happening in Syria, and we did this whole thing, and like he called in from Prague on Christmas Day, and I was in Boise, Idaho, and I had to get to a studio that would open on Christmas Day in Boise, Idaho to record this thing, and it was this whole blah, 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 blah. And then they recast me with Helen Mirren.
No.
And I was like, well, going to lose a job.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Right.
I've been trying to get recast by Helen Mirren all the time.
I mean, yeah. So,
Damn you.
I know. Whatever, Mirren.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Gosh.
It's fine. It happens. It's okay.
Wow.
That's good news. I think that, I'm just happy that we have that we found these things that we really enjoy, and that we can be doing something for a living that is connected to something that also brings us happiness, and that's
the thing,
bliss,
right?
Man.
It's like again, I used to work in corporate. I was a corporate shill until I was 30, and I was so desperately unhappy. I just constantly felt like square peg, round hole, nothing fit. And I found voiceover by complete accident, and it just came together like a zipper, right? Like when something is the wrong path for me personally, I find I just keep running into like roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and then when it's the right thing, it just zzz. And it was that way with my now marriage. It's that way with my career, and if it's right, it's right. If it's not, it's not. So
I like that. Okay.
We're gonna have that. Don't be the shitty sandwich. Got it.
If you could give your young self, like maybe your 15-year-old self, some advice, what would you say to her?
Don't do anything differently. Because I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't gone through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say?
I think I would say to be gentle with yourself, and that all of the times you fall and when you feel at your absolute lowest and you feel totally lost and like you don't belong, that those are the things that are going to make you who you are.
Yeah.
Because we define ourselves by how we face adversity.
Yeah.
That really shows you what you're made of, is when you are really low and you have to pull yourself up. So yeah, I would say that, because I definitely did a lot of this kind of a thing when I was younger.
Listen, I still do. I think it's part of the human condition, but failure is the biggest part of success.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
I have fallen on my face so many times, and you just have to get back up and go. I've got kids. I'm teaching them the same thing. They're like, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. No, you haven't practiced. It's okay. You can be not good at something and learn to be better. Just because you think you're inherently not smart at a thing doesn't mean you're not capable of it. That's what my biggest pet peeve is, when people tell kids, you're smart, you'll figure it out, you're smart. So if I'm not smart at something, I'm going to give up, because I don't want people to think I'm not smart.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're going into psychology, and I could be here all day, but...
yeah, and everyone's saying you're being such a good mom. You're like...
Thanks.
It's true, but I've heard it said that the master has failed more times than the student has even tried.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
And also, if you can check in with, like, for me, it's a big thing about zooming out. Like, I would tell my 15-year-old self that something that I really take a lot of comfort in the fact that there are 7.8 billion people on the planet alive right now. So you could look at that and be like, oh, well, then everything's insignificant and nothing matters, and why even try? But an optimistic spin on that is that, like, we have a slice of time that we are here, and we can do these things. We can try whatever we want to try to make of our lives, and that in the great cosmic scheme of things, we don't know anything about the time Alexander the Great didn't have a good meeting.
He wasn't great.
So, yeah, we don't know anything about Peter the Great when he wasn't great. Like, all of the less great moments kind of fall away from what eventually becomes our our life or what it is that we're up to. And I enjoy the idea that we can like fail often. Like, what is it? Fail early, fail often. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
And honestly, and I'm not trying to, blow smoke because I'm sitting here, but I love that you guys live that every day with this community. Like, you have built such a kind, supportive, incredible community. And honestly, that was the first thing I said to Rich, and I reached out to Sean as well to see if he could come on, but he unfortunately is out backpacking.
Yeah, so typical.
Nice.
But the fact that I can come on your show and not worried about some of the awful things that people have said on other things. You guys have really done a great job of being positive and lifting people up, lifting yourselves up, lifting your entire community and everybody here. It's really special. It's really special. And I mean that to everybody in the chat, everybody watching, to you guys in particular, like, thank you. It matters.
Oh, it's really nice to hear you say that,
Yeah,
and with a
thank
beautifully
you.
well-trained and vocally maintained
Hold on.
voice. Yeah. No, it's true, and really that's all to you guys, and basically, we believe, Amelia and I really believe that it's just easier to be nice. Like, water flows downhill, and people want to be good to each other. You have to go out of your way to redirect that energy to something else. And a lot of times there's a reason people make a decision in their own life of like why they need to be, not care, or why they need to be aggressive, or why they need to be whatever it is. And I really am grateful to everybody who's on the stream and is part of this community at large for echoing that sentiment with each other in just like little ways of liking each other's artwork, of answering each other's questions, of just showing support for each other. That, what we really love about streaming and, this whole mechanism is that everybody wants company. Everybody is effectively like, you're either alone on your own, or you're alone with your family, or you're always alone in your head. I mean, like, life can be a lonely experience. And so if you go, like, just take a step out of your way to share it with other people, it's so much more enjoyable. And so to have everybody, there's all these hugs flowing through the chat, but like, that's what it's really about for us, is that, we've got to meet a lot of people the last 2 years. I mean, you've gone to the events, and got to meet people in person, and
and it matters.
It does.
It matters. And I will say the funny thing is, like, we hem and haw about Twitter and social media and everything else. I have met some of my dearest friends on Twitter, and it's funny because it's like, it's just this random say a thing and be quippy, and then like all of a sudden you just meet these incredible people, and a lot of them came from Firewatch. I don't know, it's just, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be surrounded by quality people.
Well,
Present company very much
so
included.
Just so you know, Cissy, I did check, and Helen Mirren doesn't even have a Twitter. She has 0 Twitter followers. So if you can find a job that Helen Mirren really, really wants, I think it would be cool if you guys teamed up on something. So, do you have a dream actor, like, a creative crush that you're like, oh, someday it would be so cool to do something with Morgan Freeman or whatever?
Well, the funny thing is, in addition to the character work that I do, I also work a lot in celebrity sound-alikes for movie trailers and things like that. So when they're making a movie, right, oftentimes if they've got to make a trailer, they have to do a 60-second version to tell the quick story of the movie and get it out to the masses, right? But often the clips that they need to tell the story don't exist in the movie, or they have like an F-bomb in them or something like that. So they'll hire in a voiceover celebrity sound-alike, because we're a lot cheaper than the actual celebrity, to come in and do whatever line it is. Last night I did one for Jessica Chastain. But I've done a ton of work for Charlize Theron, especially when she was doing The Huntsman, which was the Snow White, blah, blah, blah. So I always thought it would be funny to like do something with her, because I remember sitting at home one day and one of her J'adore commercials came on, and I was like, I don't remember. That's her, right? I always thought it would be funny to like.
What is she doing using my voice?
I know. Yeah. You're like, hello, Charlize. Yeah.
So good.
I want to answer the question from Maskey. Why are we so orange? We're orange because we're using a webcam we don't usually use for the purpose of the Skype call.
Yeah.
But But we did actually go to the beach.
We went to the beach yesterday.
So this is
maybe we're tan.
our one day tan. No, we went and we ran out into the ocean. We went into the ocean.
I went in fully clothed.
We didn't bring bathing suits. We just ran into the ocean, and that felt good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really good.
Yeah, just I gotta say to everybody who's tuning in, if you haven't spent some time in the outdoors, like, not to just loop it back around to Firewatch for the end of this, but the notion of getting to spend some time with yourself and with nature is hugely restorative. So I definitely think that's something we're trying to grow with the channel. Cissy is to do like more IRL stuff, and we want to do like a succulent potting stream, or like a building. We're gonna put up some. You've got some really cool sound panels, by the way.
Yeah,
They look like
I do. I love
crushed
them.
Velvet.
They're
What's
great.
going on? Did
Where
you
did
build?
you get them?
Did you build those, or what?
I
is this?
believe it's called ATX Acoustics out of Illinois. Is that right? Yeah, ATS Acoustics out of Illinois. Yeah.
Oh
Kaboom.
my gosh, you're on it. Okay.
They just manufacture these suckers in Illinois, and then they ship them out. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got like 10 in here. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You sound
Very
wonderful.
crisp,
Well,
yeah.
thank you. Out there's my bathroom, so if you want to go see what's going on in my bathroom.
The bathroom is just here. Everyone keep a bathroom standing by.
It's important. Yeah.
And hey, our friend Jade, Black Cat Plays, is rating over to our channel now with their
Hello,
viewers.
readers.
Come on in. Happy birthday, Jade. We're grateful that you can bring your community here to say hello to Cissy Jones.
Hello.
And and a reminder, you guys, you can type !guests or !Cissy into Twitch, and
Typing into the nothing.
into Discord won't get you anything, but if you type it into Twitch, you can follow Cissy on social media and so on, because we have a mission here, which is to get all of your favorite voice actors the credit they deserve for the work that they have done,
Yes.
so they don't go the way of the beast, because it's the plus and minus, right? It's like you can, as a voice actor, you can play any kind of character. You can totally I mean, that was I was watching working on Detroit, that was looking at all of these actors who are the big players in this space over the last like 5 or 10 years before I kind of brushing up on video games. And the thing that I was really impressed by was that you were nominated for the BAFTA against a bunch of actors that were all like doing full performance capture, and you won this being the friend on the walkie.
Yeah.
And like that. It's amazing.
If you watch the video, they don't show my reaction because I screamed "Holy shit" at the top of my lungs.
Really?
It was Nolan frickin' North. Come on. No, he'd been winning all the things. He's incredible. He's amazing as Nathan Drake. He made that series, and of course he was supposed to win it. I had no idea. I just got a trip to London out of it, and geez, when they called my name, I was dumbstruck, completely dumbstruck. I still am.
It was telling us that even Nolan says you deserve that BAFTA.
That guy. But I mean, it was the year of La La Land, right? So I literally expected them to be like, "Oh, La La Land, we're taking that back."
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was amazing. And I got to meet Nolan and Troy at the awards, and they were lovely. And I've seen them since. And Nolan is just always the nicest, most welcoming, down to earth, like you just want to hang out with him kind of guy. He's so cool, Yeah, that was
Uncle Nolan.
Uncle Noli.
Uncle Noli.
He'll get you into trouble and then he'll bail you out of jail.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Nolan. I feel like Nolan be like, "Hey, don't do this. Go do it.
Yeah, he's so great. Yeah. Anyway, it was a hell of a night. I'm still flabbergasted by it all.
That's awesome. Well, we just gotta get you, maybe another one. These. Can you remind me the name of these 2 indie games that you mentioned are coming up soon?
Yes.
If anybody's just joining.
Call of the Sea was just announced. It's it's a really cool indie about this woman in the 30s who she has a mysterious disease, and she has to go in search of her husband who has gone missing while he was out searching for a cure for her disease. And then the other one is called Forever Ago, and it's about a guy, I think in his 80s, who decides to go on a road trip and meets me along the way.
Cool.
That sounds awesome. Do either of those games have a release date, or are we just going to kind of stay tuned on your social media to find out?
I believe Call of the Sea will be the end of this year. And Forever Ago is early 2021. And then there's a bunch of other stuff, but I can't tell you or else I'd have to kill you, and that'd just be
You
awkward.
got NDA'd. Yeah.
So.
Put that little thing on and you can say it then. Oh, Cissy, I'm so grateful for you joining us. And I know that our Zoom call will time us out at 40 minutes, so I would rather
Totally cool.
have a natural end instead of a...
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody in the community. I really appreciate you guys caring about this game and being here and asking questions and being engaged, and to you guys for just being so wonderful. It's always such a joy to see you. It really is.
Likewise.
Oh, back at you, Cissy. And I look forward to being able to see you in real life, IRL, as they say, sometime soon.
Yeah.
All right. Stay safe. Stay sane.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, does everyone feel like a lot better about everything now?
I do. I feel just. My heart is full. My heart is full.
It's good news. I'm really, really grateful. And again, if you guys want to say thank you to our wonderful guests today, Rich and Cissy, we've tweeted up a thank you tweet. You can retweet or send them a message on Twitter. Both Rich and Cissy's Twitter accounts are up on the channel right now. And we're going to take a quick hydration break, and I got to switch over some settings because we're going to check out...
We're going to check out a new game.
A new game! We're doing it. We're doing this Friday thing. On our new idea for some Fridays is to just like play a bunch of different stuff different times.
Yeah.
We are also on the weekend playing...
We are playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider on Saturdays tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 hours and 44 minutes earlier than whatever time it is for you right now. And then on Sundays, we continue The Last of Us Part 2. So yes, we're going to check out this new indie game now called For the People, where we are going to be creating a new form of government, and we need your help.
We need your help. This game just came out on Steam. If you'd like to check it out, ! For the People. In the chat, we'll get you the link to download it. And it's going to be a game that Amelia and I are going to require a lot of your input on because we're running a country, which is a lot of responsibility for two people like us.
But we're up to it.
But we're up for it, and we need your guys' help. So we're grateful that you'll stick around with us. And we have a Twitter retweet. If you guys want to retweet our invite, maybe I'll even post up another one about this For the People game. And we will pull a winner when we come back. I think the game is... I don't know how long it is, but we're going to play for like an hour and a half or so. And
it just came out.
It literally came out yesterday. And it is available on Steam. So we are super stoked. And Zelaire, welcome back for 25 months. I see Nicola Jade is here for 3 months. And Black Cat, again, thank you for the raid.
Yes, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
and
you.
Mythic Madness 27, thank you so much for that big cheers. It's good to see you, Mythic.
Oh.
Wablu the Swablu is back for 25 months. And it's okay for me. Thank you for the gift subs. Appreciate you, friends.
Appreciate you all. So, Amelia.
Bryan.
You know how we set up that channel point goal?
Yes.
We have raised almost all of it already.
So, do you not know what our channel point goal is? Well, I'm here to explain it to you. We have a community challenge with our channel points, which you get by watching our channel. And when we reach our goal of 803,680...
which is 1 million minus the amount that you guys cheered on another thing.
We are going to wear not quite a fish suit, but another creature from the sea.
You're spilling the deets before it is time.
Spilling the tea into the sea.
Don't spill the tea into the sea like the Boston Tea Party. You guys, we clearly need a hydration break, and we're going a little insane. Insane in the membrane,
Yeah.
the Dechart tea
there
party.
it goes. There, yeah.
Look at it. Yes, there it is. We are. It looks like it's this. Depending on how today goes, it could either be today or. Well, it'll probably be tomorrow.
Yes.
Which means we might be playing The Last of Us Part 2.
No, we would be playing.
In that way.
Would we put it on once we reach the goal?
I guess we could. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll be a Tomb Raider moment. Maybe